What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, while it may feel new and exciting when we get to Deadpool and Wolverine and see all of these different characters returning from other cinematic universes outside the MCU, this is something Marvel's been doing and basically since 2019 when in Spider-Man Far From Home, not No Way Home, Far From Home, we first saw J.K. Simmons reprise his role as J. Jonah Jameson, and it's been non-stop since then. No Way Home had Charlie Cox as Daredevil, Tobey and Andrew's Spider-Man. You also had Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin showing up in Hawkeye, and then again in Echo. You had Daredevil showing up in She-Hulk. Of course, Professor X, Sir Patrick Stewart reprising that role during Multiverse of Madness, and the most recent, Chelsea Grammer's Beast showing up in the post-credit scene of The Marvels. It only feels new and exciting all over again because Hugh Jackman's Wolverine was one of the craziest pipe dreams we could come up with back in the days of Avengers Endgame, and now it's real. He's going to be a part of the MCU, at least for this film, which has led a lot of people to wonder if A, Marvel's ultimate goal isn't to have these heroes stick around until Avengers Secret Wars. I think a lot of us have assumed that's the case, and B, if Hugh Jackman would even be willing to do that and be a part of the MCU and for multiple films going forward. Well, according to one industry insider, Hugh Jackman has let his desires for what he wants to see in Secret Wars if he's to be part of the film known. We're going to break down the latest and talk about it in the greater context of what Marvel's plan might ultimately be. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with X-Men 97 at the end of this month. Again, all you got to do be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so according to at least one industry insider, Hugh Jackman has now informed Marvel that he would be willing to return for Avengers Secret Wars, at least stay in the MCU past Deadpool 3. This according to the anonymous Twitter scoopster My Time to Shine Hello. You can follow them over on Twitter at MyTimeToShineH, who said, quote, Hugh Jackman told Marvel he'll return for Secret Wars, but only if he gets to interact with Tobey and RDJ. Now, obviously, it's just the way he framed the tweet. I do not think My Time to Shine Hello is implying that he exactly laid down these demands on a phone call with Kevin Feige and said it better be Tobey or RDJ or I'm not doing it, but more of a fluid conversation or what he would like to see as part of his involvement if he's going to stick around for Avengers Secret Wars. Now look, we've been talking about RDJ's possible return to the MCU and basically since he sacrificed himself in Avengers Endgame, and over the years, trades have said opposite things. Even earlier last year we heard, and from reputable sources like Variety, that there was a plan internally at least to try to bring back the big three in OG Avengers, including Chris Evans, Captain America, and Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. But months later, and just months ago, Kevin Feige, Marvel president, would come out and say there was no way that they would want to ruin the sacrifice that RDJ made, sounding like an attempt, feeble or not, at trying to finally end the debate on whether or not Marvel would bring RDJ back. Now, over the years, as we've talked about this, I've always said the same 3 or 4 reasons that bringing RDJ back seems like a real impossibility, mostly for storytelling integrity by itself. You do not want to ruin the Infinity Saga. You do not want to ruin Tony Stark's sacrifice in Avengers Endgame, basically the same thing that Kevin Feige just said, but there are other reasons too, like the financial considerations of how much Robert Downey Jr. is going to ask for, and even for a small role or cameo at the very end of Avengers Secret Wars, because ultimately he would be the hero to step in at the 11th hour, like all of the classic stories have always had, in order to help them finish off Doctor Doom or whomever is going to be the final villain, which I still think is something Marvel may be deciding. But there is one other huge factor, and now more than ever, especially with where Robert Downey Jr.'s career has been as of late. I think there was maybe a time after he left the MCU, somewhere between then and doing Dr. Dolittle, he may have considered it a lot more seriously, but recently with where his career and his acting's been at, his recent role in Oppenheimer, I just think there's more a chance now than ever that no matter what Marvel would say or bring to the table, that RDJ just may throw up his hands and be like, look guys, we nailed it, I'm done. And I would not fault him for that at all. Basically the same line that Chris Evans has been taking. He doesn't want to screw it up. And of course, Marvel Studios hasn't had the best track record since the end of the Infinity Saga. And so if there's any little part of him that was already like, hey, let's not go and ruin this, well, again, the track record speaks for itself. They were doing much better and back then. I still think you can have an amazing movie without involving Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man butt. And as I often do, I need to point out for devil's advocacy's sake that the main theme of this entire saga, the Multiverse Saga, has been nostalgia and bringing old heroes back. And who better to bring back, and again in the 11th hour, than the OG Avengers? Because, as another thing I've been pointing out, and the most important part of this is going to be the last hurrah for this, especially for Marvel Studios. They may have been the first to kick off the whole multiverse thing, but definitely going to be the last to finish it, as by the time we get Avengers Secret Wars, the Spider-Verse story is going to be complete. And of course, the DCEU's attempt at doing a multiverse story died dead in the tracks with The Flash. So ultimately, this is just a long way of saying, if Marvel Studios was ever going to bring back any of the OG Avengers, Avengers Secret Wars would be the time and the place to do it. If Avengers 6 ultimately comes and goes and we don't see RDJ in that, well then I think the door is closed on them doing this, especially for where they're going to want to ground the next saga and sort of focus on the heroes that are on Earth, in a stark contrast, pun totally intended, from what they've been doing for phases 4, 5, 6. Sometime they get this done, probably phase 7 as well. But you guys let me know, as you always do, down in the comments, how do you feel about RDJ's return? Do I think Hugh Jackman will be a part of the film regardless if RDJ comes back? Yes. I don't think one is mutually exclusive with the other. Like I said, I think it's just the way he framed the tweet, and I think you can count on Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man being a part of it if they want him to be, especially if Sam Raimi's directing. But you let me know, would that ruin it for you? Do you not want to see the OG Avengers back, or do you think that's the best idea for how they conclude the Multiverse Saga with their last chance of doing it? I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. The next one is at the end of this month to coincide with the finale of X-Men 97. So if you want to be entered to win or for any of the other future giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. In the meantime, guys, if you ever get a comment from what looks like some spam account, remember that anybody can borrow a content creator's photo, claim to be that content creator. It's all a scam and a ruse to try to get you to pay for shipping for a prize that doesn't exist. They were targeting this channel at the end of last year, or should I say 2022, and it's been a while, but unfortunately one of my friends is still dealing with this. So, friendly reminder, if you should ever get a comment saying you've won something and for you to contact them on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp, it's probably a scam. Never share your information on there, it's not safe, and of course never pay for shipping. No content creator, no one who ever tells you you've won a prize, if you've actually won, is going to charge you for shipping. That's just not something that people do. So if you should ever get a comment like that on YouTube or Instagram, just make sure to report it to the respective platform, because I promise you, content creator already knows and is doing everything they can about it as fast as they can, but the platform themselves, like YouTube, can delete the comment way quicker, and really you're doing everybody at the community a service, because not only is that comment deleted for you, but for every other account they've commented on. You can find me over on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name AllFires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around, we'll be posting again real soon.